Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first of our mini webinar series, Controlling HPC in the Cloud. In this series, we will cover a variety of things to help users get more out of their platform. If you're new, then welcome. You will learn much faster than others as we have some useful FAQs. If you're a pro user already, we have some deeper topics that you may not already know about. Today, we're going to focus on the administration page, and you'll likely be surprised about how many features we've packed into this part of the platform. My name is Robert. I'm part of the marketing team at Rescale, and presenting today is our very own Bernardo Mendez, a member of our prized solutions team. Just a few items before we get started. First of all, we're recording this, and we will be distributing this video at the end of the week, as well as in our newsletter at the end of the month. Secondly, if you have any questions during the webinar, please make sure to type them into the questions section of the GoToWebinar panel, and we will address those at the end of the webinar. Without further ado, all yours, Bernardo.
Thank you, Robert, and thank again everyone for joining today. So let's get started and show you some of the benefits and features that you get through the admin portal. So to get started, when you log into your Rescale account, you will have to click on the upper right corner over your email account. And if you're an admin for your organization, you'll have access to the administration portal. So one of the questions we commonly get is, okay, how do I start inviting other users to my company? So we're going to cover the team management section and the cost management section to go through those items. So let's start with your members. So here you will have a list of the members of your organization with some additional information associated to them. You can also invite members by clicking on the button, and all you need to do is type in their email address, followed by a comma, and then their first and last name. So in this case, I'm just modifying my last name a little bit. Now you can add multiple emails in one go. It doesn't have to be just one email for the invitation. And if you already have a list of emails somewhere else, you can just copy them directly here and dump all of the invites together. Now you'll notice on the right that you get a list of the people that's added, and also you get an option to assign these members to a given group if you already have created groups. We're going to cover that in a second. Once you do that, all you need to do is click on Send Invitations, and the users will get an email inviting them to join the Rescale portal and assign a password to their account, and that's all that's needed. From here as well, you'll have access to see if the users have already accepted the invite request, or if you want to cancel the invite request, you can also remove it by clicking here. Now let's talk about creating groups. So there are cases in which you want to organize the members of your organization according to the different departments or divisions that they're working on. So that's something that we can do by assigning them to groups. So what we have to do is, again, just create a new group, and we can just start by giving it a name. I'm going to call this the structures team. And once created, I can click on the name to go into the properties. So in here, I can just start looking for members that are already in my Rescale account and add them one by one into this group. So let's just add a couple. And here you also get some additional information highlighting if these members already belong to other groups, and if you want to make one of them the group admin. In addition, you'll also be able to assign hardware filters to this group, but that's something that we'll cover on our next webinar. The next section would be creating projects. So we already assigned members to a group, but now this group can be working on different projects. And the benefit also of adding projects is that it makes it very easy to then assign resources, right, credits, to that group that is working on a specific task. To create a project, all we need to do is start by clicking on the button, giving the project a name, And same as before, we click on the name of the project to define its properties. So in here, the main thing is to assign a group to the project. So in here, we can add the group that we previously created. We can add multiple groups if multiple groups are working, or assign them into a given project. And we can also add a few other settings. We can create a budget for this project. We can assign jobs to this project or clusters to this project. More on this on our next series, in which I'll show you how you can share jobs across members of a project. So one important thing is, let's talk about budgets. So budgets can be created here and assigned directly to a project. And this will allow you to dedicate resources that can be spent and assigned, to the task and simulations and all the jobs that you run for this particular task. So let's give this budget a name. Then we can specify an amount. And then we have the option to choose whether it's a one-time budget, or this is going to be periodic funds that are going to be replenished, on a given basis. It can be monthly, quarterly, or annually. In this case, I'm just going to define a one-time budget. You also have the choice to assign either a start date or an end date, or if you leave it open, they'll become active right away. One additional comment is that you can choose to make this budget strict. And what that means is that when funds get exhausted, all the jobs that are currently running will get immediately shut down. If you don't want to have such a harsh policy, you can just leave it off. And when the funds in this budget are exhausted, jobs that are currently running will allow to be completed, but users will not be able to start new jobs. And as you can see, now this project reflects also the budget that we have created. So now let's talk a little bit about billing. So here in the cost management section, we also can add budgets to different portions of the company. So we can create a budget at the company level, we can create a budget at the member level, or at the project level, as we've seen before. So how do users typically use this? Well, for the company, it's like the first deposit or the credits, that are assigned to the entirety of the organization. And that way you have a way to control the full amount that gets assigned to the company. Like in this case, I have a budget of $50,000 for the entire company. And then you can also add individual budgets, either for projects or to members, that would be assigned, to each of those activities that you have already defined before. So that's one way to do it. Another thing that you can get here in the cost management is billing summaries. And here is where you will get all the information associated to all the jobs that have been run in your platform. You can get reports either by company, by members, or by project. And you can also get reports on a monthly basis, right? You can also get separate reports for each month of activity. And all you need to do to download is click on the CSV, and you will get a CSV file with all the information on all the jobs that have been run on your platform by the category that you created. So in this case, let me pull this CSV report so that you can see it. And here it is, right? So here you can see that in this company there have been 3 jobs that have been run, and the cost and charges for each of the jobs. You get information on when it was submitted, when it was stopped, core type used, number of cores, and the charges. So everything is very transparent, and with this controls, you can then plot reports or develop additional statistics with the reports that you can download directly from the platform. Additional things that you can get in the cost management section include checking your invoices, purchase orders, deposits, depending on the billing arrangement that you have made with your sales representative. For now, I'm going to leave it at that. Basically, it's just to show you how you can create, organize your organization in teams, groups, and groups and projects, and assign budgets to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernardo. That was actually quite insightful. I like how you have Mendez Inc. as a pretty popular company there in your account. So we did receive a couple questions from the audience, and I want to encourage you, even as we're answering questions, if more questions come up, please feel free to ask. Our first question is from Melissa, and she says, will the users be notified when reaching the end of their budgets?
Yes, good question. So all of the notifications for budgets will be received via email by all of the users that are associated to that budget. If it's a company-wide budget, everyone under that company will get that email. If it's at the project level or a member, it would only be into the members associated to that project.
Okay, and a follow-up question on that same topic. This is from Corey, and he asks, can notifications be customized and or deactivated? Yes,
so there are cases in which only the admins or the managers are interested on getting the notifications, not always the users. So to deactivate these notifications, these are customized at the user level. So all you have to do is go into your account profile. So you click on your email account and go to Account, click on Notifications, and from here you have full control to activate or deactivate which notifications you want to receive. So in this case, talking about budgets, we can just uncheck getting notifications about those and then hit Save. And that's it.
Okay, a couple more questions are rolling in. If we don't get to your question, please don't hesitate to send us an email. The email address for that is info@rescale.com, and don't fret, we will have another one of these in the mini-series next month. But I'm going to answer one more question here, and that is from Hans in Germany. He says, can I share jobs or have files accessible across members of a project? Great question, Hans.
Yes. So as you know, security is very important to us in Rescale. So by default, jobs created by our users are only visible to them. Rescale doesn't have access to the files that you upload, and other members of the organization don't have access by default to those files unless you share it. Now, but there are cases that, as Hans is pointing out, in which you have team members already collaborating within a project. And then the question is, well, in those cases, I do want to have those jobs visible across members of a project. So let's go back into our project profile. So we go to the team management section under projects, and let's pick one of the projects here. So all we have to do is check this toggle for auto share jobs. So if we choose to activate auto share jobs, any job created by any user on this project will be automatically shared with all the members of this project. So in this case, we have one owner, Bernardo +01, that has created a job and assigned it to a project. So now the rest of the product team will have access also to the jobs created by him.
Okay, I'm going to hold my promise that this is a short and quick webinar. So we are out of time. Like I said, if you have any other questions, please feel free to shoot those to info@rescale.com, and we will address you very quickly. I want to thank our speaker, Bernardo, for his time in showing us the administration panel. And I want to thank you all for attending. As a reminder, we will be sending out a promo code and the recording this week. And the recording will also appear in our newsletter at the end of the month. So we will see you next month around this time of the month for our second installation of this webinar series. And I look forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.